We're back here on our Issues of the Day program, coming to you live from Bimini Bay. We traveled to Bimini today just to bring you Issues of the Day live from Bimini and to get the reaction of some people who are in Bimini. Of course, we've spoken with the environmentalists, Joe Darville and Rumi Ferrer. Now we are going to have a conversation with Gail Woon, who is a director of Save the Bays, and she is founder of Earth Care. What is Earth Care?
Earth Care is an environmental education non-governmental organization, or NGO. We were formed in 1988, so this is our 25th year. Volunteers from our organization go into schools and provide materials and present any environmental issues of the day to students.
Well, it's good to have you on the show today. And we're going to ask you some more about what is happening in Bimini. But also here's KB. We just heard your sound, KB. They selling? What is that about?
Well, you know, it's about governments, past government just selling away our country. Many years ago, I was flying with a pilot over. We going some job we were going to, maybe in Auckland, maybe we were going to Auckland. And while flying over, he was pointing out all the islands that were sold. And that's when the idea struck me to sell, you know, they're selling our country, they're selling our land.
Is it popular, your song?
Very popular. My song has been out now, what?
Every KB song is popular.
You know, they get there. But 3 years, it was 3 years now, 3 years now.
Okay. And so the message that you are trying to send home with this song is that they should stop selling land. Is that what you were saying?
Well, I'm trying to say, if you sell it to everyone else, and what's going to be left for us? That's what I was really saying. It's not a point of just selling away our country. You know, the main point is who you're selling it to and who is getting it. Are we giving it to our people? Are we going to be the inheritors of this land, or are we just going to give it back? Remember, lyrics in the song said we had a whole nation back in '73. Remember, we were handed this nation. Now we're giving back the whole country, one by one. They taking it right back. That's what that's the crust of the song.
You ever heard about globalization, KB?
Yes, I've heard of it.
The extent to which we should all share the earth and share this world that God has given us?
Well, I know some countries don't play with that. Okay. We seem to be the only one who want to do it. You know, even America ain't want to do that.
But Bahamians sell land to non-Bahamians.
Yes, that is true.
And so it's a part of capitalism, isn't it?
No, it's a part of greed. It's a part of materialism. Yes, greed, materialism, being foolish, not knowing any better, ignorance. All that's what's a part of.
Okay, let's go back to Gail Woon. You are resident in Bimini?
No, I live in Grand Bahama.
Oh, you live in Grand Bahama.
My daughter's godfather is Captain Pat at Captain Pat's Golf Cart Rental Engine.
I see. You would have heard Joe Darville and Rumi Ferrer here today. They are very passionate about the environment, and I'm sure you are as well, since you are founder of Earth Care. What disturbs you about what is happening in Bimini?
Well, as a marine biologist, I've been able to witness the desecration of Bimini's mangrove nurseries from 1996 onward, when CAPO first came to initiate this resort, and was able for many years to work with various scientists who were alarmed at what was being destroyed. As you know, healthy mangrove nursery is the essence of where our conch fish and lobster come from. And this particular resort in the beginning was allowed to raise or destroy, bulldoze over 160 acres of healthy mangroves. And as well, they were allowed to bulldoze or dredge the North Sound. And the North Sound is an area that's been studied by scientists for over 40 years. Mm-hmm. If you remember, right on North Bimini, the administration office used to be Lerner Laboratories. That was a marine laboratory from way, way back, long before the lab that's on South Bimini now. So Bimini, I would say, probably along with Inagua, are probably, those two islands are probably one of the most studied scientifically. There's more scientific publications written about them. And so, in effect, while the desecration was going on, scientists were able to document and compare the data from before the development to the data after the development, and they have seen and documented that there is damage to the marine habitat. Now, my main problem right now, well, I have several, but the pier and the 6-acre island that's going to be built on top of existing endangered healthy coral reef sites that are dive site areas. I have a huge problem with that. Transplanting corals is generally mostly unsuccessful. I know they've said they're going to do that. I yell that nonsense on that. Just the fact that, as Romy said several times, this would never, ever be allowed in the state of Florida. They value their resources. They value their coral reefs. They know how delicate they are. And a lot of theirs are dying. So why in God's name, would someone start to operate a cruise ship, a huge cruise ship, when you don't have anywhere to dock it? Why in the hell does that be allowed to happen? I'm sorry, but it's just it's insane. When they could buy several ships that say hold 300 or 500 people at a time, take it to the existing government dock that might need some upgrade, but these people have plenty of money, so they could upgrade it, I'm sure, very easily. And then include the ground transportation personnel in Bimini, the taxi drivers, the golf cart rental people. Let them get a piece of the pie. Let the tourists see Alistown, see Baileytown, see Porty Bay, and then go up to the resort and gamble to their heart's content or sit on the beach, whatever it is they want to do. And then take another vessel to go play golf on Cat Key, where there's an existing golf course. I'm sorry, I'm a little passionate.
Well, it sounds sensible to me.
That's a plan?
It sounds sensible to me. Where's the boat being docked now?
It anchors off the south end of North Bimini, and then tenders bring the passengers into the resort,
And
to the casino.
But the plan now is to actually build a dock near the resort.
Right, and the problem is, as Romy said over and over, they started construction without permits. Now, someone was
Well,
brilliant.
that is what Rumi said.
I've seen the videotape, Mr. Jones. Yes, it's on the internet, it's on YouTube. You can see the actual crane driving in the pilings for the pier. You can see the pier from the air. We saw it this morning.
But certainly the government of the Bahamas must know if someone is driving piles, that they must have some authorization to do it.
I'm sure maybe they have a verbal authorization from so-and-so up in such and such office, but you need to have paperwork from the BEST Commission, the Ministry of Fisheries, the Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Lands. It's all something that's a protocol that must be followed.
When the resort opened, or when it was, I saw a number of government officials here, the Prime Minister and many of his ministers here. I'm sure they must know, KB, what is happening in Bimini. Are we really shooting in the dark now and not really understanding what is going on?
Can I just say something? In our investigations, when we came and spoke to many people on Bimini about what they know and what they didn't know, several of them, more than several, said when they came to cut the ribbon for the casino, the entourage came into the airport, drove directly to the resort, cut the ribbon, went right back to the airport, didn't stop in Alistown, didn't stop in Baileytown, didn't stop and talk to the residents, and they didn't even know the ribbon had been cut till they saw it in the paper the next day.
Amazing. KB, you
Yes,
sat
sir.
and you listened.
Listen,
You are amazed, are you?
I'm very amazed. Since being affiliated with the Save the Bays team, I've been learning more. My job is to write, produce visual ideas. That's my job. And from what I've been learning, because I come from Jonestown, 8 Mile Rock, I'm used to throwing rock a dog and doing things that the normal guy, barefoot, you've Marklands, you understand that. And you do those things, but you do it in ignorance. Now I've been learning, and day by day, and reading up, to write my songs, I need to study. And I've been really learning some deep stuff. I mean, again, Mr. Darvel, Mr. Ferreira, Ms. Woon, they are the experts. My job is to be the expert artist. My job is to bring this to the people and put it in music form to let them know what's going on.
You are communicating through sound.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
That is my job.
And you have done what, 2 so far?
No, actually I've done 6. But we release them when we have to release them. You have things where we talk, we deal with the conservation, we deal with different, letting the average guy, even those who don't know, but just letting people know that what's the concern in our country through music.
But you also have to speak with the average man on the street.
Yes, I do.
To find out what the average man on the street
I know what the average man
what
thinks.
is the average Biminite saying?
Yeah, well,
it is good to listen to the environmentalists and the ecologists, but what is the average Biminite saying?
The average Biminite, and you don't speak to everyone,
yes.
But from what I've seen and what I've heard, and I'm sure you probably heard 1 or 2, they are crying. They're not getting the jobs. The jobs are being handed to foreigners. They're not getting the work. I think it was a great idea what Ms. Boone came up with, where you can involve the locals in the people come to boat, the taxi drivers, straw vendors, con guys, whoever. But from that end, I think, from what I've seen, from what I've seen and heard, most people are complaining. But, of course, that's not everyone. So I can't say everyone is complaining. Because, again, knowing my Bahamian people, when we see money or we see a job, give us a mayor job or this job, we jump on it quick because we just want a job. When it's check and see, is this going to hurt my country? Is it going to hurt my environment? Is this going to be around for the future? No, we don't. We want a job now. And I think maybe to the politician and the investors, that kind of investor, maybe they see a way to keep the people down and make them desperate enough to want a job and don't care what happens to their environment. And I think that's wrong.
Yeah, I spoke with a cab driver today who had similar concerns about people taking his livelihood and the extent to which he would not be able to bring people from the airport to the northern part of Bimini, or this particular part of Bimini. And he's saying that bringing the boat, bringing people in, will cut him out.
It's basically been cutting the whole ground transportation professionals out.
Yes. Let's go back to the nursery that Joe Darwin spoke a whole lot about, the mangroves. The pilings that have been, I don't know if you know the extent to which they have done piling so far, but now, what is happening right now as we speak?
The pilings that I've seen in the videotape that's on YouTube, they are metal.
Yes.
I'm assuming that they were just put in to sort of form a boundary for where they'll pour the concrete or drive in actual huge concrete pilings. Apparently the developers, when they had the private meeting with the people of Bimini who were invited to this private meeting, basically said that those pilings could be removed since they admitted they had put them in without the permits in place. So right now it's just one line of metal. They look like corrugated metal that go, I don't know how many feet out into the water.
Okay.
Luckily, they have not reached the reef area. From what I saw, it was still in the sand bottom.
Okay. It would be interesting to see what the local government authority on Bimini would have to say about all of this. And I don't know the extent to which you people have spoken with the local government authority, because there is a local government authority that should be consulted, eh?
Yes. We've been speaking with Lloyd Edgecombe, Duda, as everyone calls him, and also Lorick Roberts. They are both members of the local Bimini Council, and as I said before, they were reiterating prior to that one meeting they had last week that they had had no consultation, no knowledge of what the plans were.
Absolutely amazing. We have to take another break here, and I hope that our producer is there. We are here in Bimini, and we are speaking with various people who are involved with Save the Bays, the directors of Save the Bays, and we are talking about what is happening in the northern part of Bimini, around Resort World, this new facility that is being constructed in Bimini. There is a whole lot of protest going on with what is happening in Bimini, and we have come to Bimini to apprise our public on exactly how people feel about this development. We're going to take this break on our program, Issues of the Day, coming live from Bimini. We'll come right back.